Welcome to the Northeast Kingdom Voice. I'm your host, Scott Wheeler. If you've looked out on Lake Memphremagog in recent days, very possibly you've seen a once familiar sight, the Northern Star. Yes, it's up and running, and it's because of these two men that we now have tour boat service on the south end of Lake Memphremagog. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. My name's Rick Desrochers, and I am Executive Director of the Northern Star. And I want to welcome to the show Captain Robbie Cannon. He's our captain of the Northern Star and just an all-around wonderful guy. And I'll have him tell a little bit about himself.
Well, I sure am happy to be here. I hail originally from Charleston, South Carolina. And I've been in the yacht work all my life, staying in the boatyard business and marine repair business, but mostly yacht captain, and just got off of a boat out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I met Rick, and after talking to him, I decided to come up here and join him in this program and get this boat back running and get it underway here, and I've had a good time, and I really do enjoy all the people here. I like all the people. I'm looking at buying me a house up here, so I love it up here.
Well, your last place you lived, you said, was Charleston, South Carolina?
No, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, but I have a house in Punta Gorda, and I keep my boat at my house in Punta Gorda, and did a lot of work to it this winter when I got off the other yacht. But that's more of a less of a wintertime place, but like I said, I'm from Charleston.
Well, we have Charleston, Vermont, and it does have a river that runs through it and a couple ponds. I don't know if you can get too much tour service out there, but...
Well, I've always said I was going to walk west with an anchor until somebody asked me what it was and then buy me a place there. So maybe I change that to walk northeast with an anchor until somebody asks me what it is.
So tell me, when Rick contacted you, why did you decide to come, just south of the North Pole, and short boating season with a boat that has had very little use in the last few years?
Well, he told me all of that when I talked to him, but I saw a picture of the boat, and I liked the way it looked. I've been partial to plumb bow boats, and it's a good-looking boat, and I knew who designed the boat and everything else, and I liked the way it looked, and so that's what made me call. And after talking to Rick and found out, his love for this area up here and his excitement, his enthusiasm, I figured if anybody could get it done, he would get it done. And I said, well, I'll come up here and do it with him and see what it's like up here first and see what's going on and help him with a program of something I've spent my life with, But I've never made never done any lake work or anything like that, so it was different,
Right. Well, at least if you're starting a lake, at least you got an international lake. So I don't
that's
know.
That's right. No, that's for sure. That's a good thing.
The thing about Rick is when he actually decided to undertake this mission, I didn't know what he'd gotten himself into, because you have to understand the history of tour boat service on Lake Memphremagog. Whether it goes way back to the Mountain Maid and the Lady of the Lake, the one thing that this lake has struggled with is things that we can't change. Only Mother Nature can, is the length of the boating season. And that has been the struggle that all the boat services over the years has faced. And I'm not certain whether any of them have taken anywhere near the approach that Rick is doing. From being a homeboy, he understood some of these things, in that strict tour boat service was not going to cut it. Just having people come for tours, I don't think we have the people base, whether it be visitors or locals. So he has used, in my opinion, far more creativity than I ever thought he even had. And to be honest, I would have said, I'll say that if anybody else had taken this over, I believe it would be doomed yet again. I don't believe that's going to happen if he's allowed to do his work, because his creativity is second to none. So, and it's, some people make their business all about them. Rick has made it about community, and he's weaved in, I think you've even seen, he's weaved in other parts of the community, and they actually profit from it too. But it's a great working relationship. Tell us a little bit about your theory of community when it comes to this boat.
I look at community in a different way. COVID has played such a huge part in the herd of restaurants and area businesses. So I went and talked to Travis from Hilmer's and Tina from Hoagie's, and the Wrights up at Pie and Pasta and Sky, and Dina at East Side. And what I learned is how much they hurt from COVID. So we came up with an idea of the $49.95 ticket for dinner. Is $20 of that goes straight back to the restaurant to help them out, because we knew that COVID really hurt them. And right now we have 12 partner restaurants. We do have some caterers also on here, and just taking it to a different level and making this about community and making it different. So every cruise that you go on is going to be something different. Every Friday nights, we have a different restaurant on there, and every Saturday night, we have a different theme. This weekend we have the Jimmy Buffett. Next week is a speakeasy night coming up with, some live jazz on there. So we're just trying to make it different. I knew that the American side of the lake, we only have 6 miles, and you're going to do the same 6 miles up and back. But if I change the environment on the inside, that makes it that much more special. We have movies running during our theme nights. I'm working with Scott on a history part of the Northeast Kingdom, so it'll be a video. And then Travis from Gibbs Guides, working with them and Newport Dispatch on aerial footage with drones from above to show the Northeast Kingdom. We don't have to be the poor me. We have to start doing things and working together. And that's how I've made it about community, is working together for a common goal.
I even, when I posted this online about going on the boat on Friday, it's interesting, the vast majority of the people are very positive. Other people, a couple people not so. But then there was one person on my other site, they get so tunnel vision. Well, I'm not too concerned about the boat until we get that hole filled in on Lake Memphis. It is just like, is that all people? Like, when you came into town, did you instantly see where there was a block, or is that? Because, the locals have gotten so focused on that like a laser beam that they can't see the beauty of anything else. Did you really notice that much?
Yeah. I noticed that, and I didn't know what it was about. And then people told me what it was about, how it happened.
But you still thought it was a beautiful strip down here, didn't you? Other than that?
Yeah, no issues at all. People so nice and vibrant business. The Thai restaurant, that's the first place I went to here.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, Exie and her partner, they provide second to none Thai food.
I know. I found that out. Second day here.
So,
I look at the whole. So I look at the whole in a different way. It's a blank canvas right now.
Right.
Yes, it will be filled in. We don't know when. It's in federal receivership right now, but it's a blank canvas. The past is a past. The present is the present, and the future is what we're going to make it. So, you look at right now with the old J.J. Newberry's. There's people moving into that. Coming up. So this city is always adapting to change, and we have to move on to make it whatever we create.
I think in a weird way, I think the EB5 debacle that occurred at Jay, Burke, and Newport, in a funny way, I kind of think it was a positive thing. Is the block was in disrepair? No. Do we wish it had ended this way? No. But on the other hand, when that whole thing crashed, it was like a kick in the stomach. And because for a couple of years, everybody, and probably including myself, were looking up in the air, waiting for the bags of gold to come down. And I think a lot of people stopped looking. They stopped working. They stopped because they knew it was going to be done for them. And that went totally counter to what we, as the people of this region, were typically liked. And, for the most part, the last 10 years particularly has been tough for Newport, but even as far back as 30 years. This EB5 affair, I think, has re-sparked a lot of people. It's sparked your interest. It sparked a lot of people's interest, including a growing number of younger people. I was a little disappointed, and I still don't quite understand why Wednesdays on the waterfront isn't coming back on until next year. But, with COVID, restrictions being lifted, but, they had their own thing they had to do. But that was a wonderful event.
Oh, absolutely. And it was, free to the public, and it brought a lot of people, and a lot of wonderful bands came and played there. So, like I said, we know it's going to come up. So we just start planning for it. I have things happen that, hey, we're going this way, and then we have to change to a different way. It's part of life that it's not going to be the same thing every day, and that's what makes it exciting, and sometimes makes you sick to your stomach going, but you just have to keep on plugging away at things.
And I think that, from what I understand, the hole is closer to being filled than not.
Right.
I think I pretty much know which direction they're going. So when you came here as a outsider, he's a homeboy. I am. He's lived elsewhere. I've traveled extensively, but not like you. When you came into Newport, what did you think when you saw it?
The first thing I thought about, I wandered around here a little bit. I looked around. First of all, I went and checked the boat out. Bow to stern, everything. I want to look at that. Because I'm a boatman, and that's what we do. I've been in that a long time. So I checked all that out. Then I started checking around in town here. And I was just amazed about how nice everybody is here. That's the first thing that hit me. I said, I wish I'd been up here. I've been up this way 40 years ago, one winter, and not here, but another town here in Vermont. And I kept thinking about that's the first thing that hit me, is how nice everybody is, how pleasant they are, how just wonderful people. It reminds me of some people in the South.
Well, and the funny thing is that I told him, when he was over here, I'm like, you got to go check out the Pick and Shovel. Yeah, and he was blown away. It's one of our community partners, and he was blown away with. He's like, this is a never-ending store right here.
If they don't have it, you don't need it. I've never been in a store like that in my life. I didn't think in a small town like this that I had something like that.
I just wrote a piece, just a short piece on Facebook. I've come to the conclusion that hardware store workers are a mixture of geniuses, jack of all trades, and mind readers, because I have no ability to fix anything. At least, if you ask me to go patch a hole or something on your boat, don't let me do it. If I tell you I can do it, just don't let me do it. But I'll go down and Pick and Shovel, mumble incoherently about what I need to do, and they figure it out, and they send me home and leave me up to my own devices. But they always figure out what I'm looking for. And if they don't have a particular part for my project, they can figure out something. Mm-hmm. And I find that's true, whether I go up to Poolin Lumber too, but particularly true at Pick and Shovel.
Yep. No, it's an amazing place. So, and that's what we're trying to do. having the captain believe in what I was doing, you know, never being up to the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. And here he is. And last night he calls me at like 10 o'clock and he's like, Rick, I just went up to Holland. Unbelievable, you know. So he was talking all about how unreal, you know, Holland, Vermont is. And it's in the middle of nowhere, kind of, Vermont. But it's absolutely beautiful. I take pictures. You know, I take pictures all the time of that area.
Here's a really...
I even got back into dirt bikes up here. I thought I was going to leave that behind me, but I bought a dirt bike, 125cc 1988 NX 125 about a week ago. I'm getting it fixed up there at Owl Snowmobile, which is some real nice people up there.
Yeah.
They saw the bike.
You want to buy my house then?
Yeah, they saw the bike, and I thought they'd say, oh, well, you know, we don't work on this. That's what some other people said. But they went, no, leave it here. We'll do this. We'll do that. I said, hey, man, okay, I liked it. You know, real nice people up there. You know?
Hey, if you really want a real cool activity and run into the Border Patrol, take a rental car and drive down the North Derby Road or up through Holland. And I don't know what the deal is. No, I know why they do it, but you're almost guaranteed to have a blue light on you if you have a rental car, because that's what human and drug smugglers use quite often.
Okay.
So if you want to meet a friendly officer, I tried it one night. I had a rental car, and I told my wife it was pitch black out. We just drove down the North Derby Road. Nobody to be seen. And then I looked way in back, and I said, oh, I see a light there. Sure enough, Border Patrol.
Really?
Pulled me over. So if you have just an activity you'd like to do, there's one for you.
Yesterday, as a matter of fact, we were going down there. I didn't know where I was naturally, and so I went right there. But I was headed to the Valley Road, but I kind of went straight. And I was going down a hill, and the Border Patrol guy walked up to the car. I stopped. The Border Patrol walked up to the guy and asked if he could help me. And I went, roll the window down. I went, well, I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe. And he said, well, you can't go that way. I went, okay, which way? And he said, well, you can go that way. I went, okay, good. And that's where I found the Valley Road. So, so I took off down that way. But that was last night after we quit work, you know.
Yeah.
And no, you will find this. This is one thing I think it particularly happens in rural Vermont. I might, particularly older people. I don't know when you become old, but people also talk in these terms like, Rick, I'll meet you over at Warner's Dance Hall. Well, the Warner's Dance Hall hasn't been there for, at least 20 years. Yeah. Can we talk about landmarks or take a left over by Lewis Dairy? Well, Lewis Dairy hasn't been there for a few decades either. So our landmarks sometimes don't even exist.
It just shows our age. It just shows our age because, like we were talking about J.J. Newberry's, and my stepson's like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
You know, so it's all of those little things, but it makes it unique. This is a unique area with some really great people in it, some really great views around here, and we want people to come to the Northeast Kingdom to experience the Northeast Kingdom.
So when you've you came here and you met Rick, and what do you think about his ideas, of making of theme nights and such?
I think they're real good. I tell you what I was worried about one time was about the thing with the restaurants, but that turns out to be super. I mean, not only is it good for the community, but the flow is real good. Food comes to the boat hot. We got everything prepared straight on the boat. He's got everything straight with the chafing dishes, all electric and all. It's real nice, and it works. I mean, I was thinking that would be, hard to do, but, he attacks everything, and so, it turned out good. But,
does the captain get a meal?
Yeah.
He called up Hilmer's the other night, right from the boat, after, we always try to leave a plate for him. Yeah.
I called. I'd never eaten. I thought I'd eaten corned beef hash in my life before until I ate that fellow's corned beef hash. And I called him and talked to him about it and told him how much I liked it. And he told me how he made it, it took him 14 hours to salt it, brine it, to marinate it. I mean, it was so good. I couldn't believe it.
I must admit I haven't been there because they came up, because they had a tough break, they just opened when COVID hit.
28 days before COVID hit, and
Wow.
so that was the first restaurant that I really, talked to, and he said, hey, we don't want to feel overwhelmed, and reaching out to Frank at Lagos, and we did videos of that, and Bronson over at the warehouse. This is about helping. It's helping thy neighbor kind of thing.
And it's not only helping the neighbors, it's also help keeping you guys literally afloat. Well,
Absolutely.
Float
Yep.
as an on the lake, because you really do need to you really do need to look at it as a team. And I don't think there's I've done a lot of research on a lot of the boats over the years, and or going through old newspapers, and when you see the Lady of the Lake and it's hundreds of people packed on there, well, that wasn't an everyday thing. That was for special events, and they had some of the very same struggles. Now, I don't know what they did to try to change up things, or whether they did or not. Like, I know they were the last real sizable boat on the lake. They did a lot of school field trips, because most of the schools most of the school kids at that time, who are now, I guess, like 70s and 80s and above, they'll talk about going on school field trips.
Yep, and that's what we've got coming up in the fall. We have a floating classroom initiative that we're going to be working with area schools on. Coventry is up first, and then we've got the junior high in Charleston. We're going to be reaching out to others. This is new to us, but we want to make it exciting. We want to stimulate the minds of the young and old. This is not just about kids. This is about the elderly, and seeing how we can all work together and bring people together. It's been awesome. The first night that we were out, it was so cool to have people honking their horns and lights, and we're just trying to move forward with everything.
It seems like it just begun, as in this interview, and it's already just 5 minutes left. What do you both see for the rest of the summer when it comes to the boat? You're gonna stick out all summer long?
Oh yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here till the very end. I hope we'll be back every year. Buy me a house up here if we keep this going. I'm down.
Have you seen foliage season up in the north?
No, never have.
Are you going to stay going until foliage season?
That's what. Yeah, we are looking into October. It's all depends on the weather changing in October. I said when it changes. He came up here and it was cold his first couple of days, and they're probably wondering what was going on. But yeah, we're seeing that right now. People want to get out. They want to do something. They want to have things to do. So, the Northern Star is a hub of amazing things to happen, and we want people to come here and experience it.
So at the moment, you're just a weekend.
Yeah,
boat?
we're gonna we do private tours. We've got some of those coming up, and it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right.
And then when we get comfortable and we see people coming in, we'll open it up to even more days. We're going to be talking about it at our board meeting tomorrow.
Right. So, Captain, do you bring ideas to this too? Like, does Rick listen to you?
Yeah, he does. I think that's a perfect boat, because it's an intimate boat, but then again, in the future, it will be able to carry 49 passengers. And there's so much you can do with that size boat. I'm going to spend all my life with this business. There's so much you can do with that size boat. It doesn't limit itself to anything that boat does, because you can do so many private charters. It's a boat size enough that somebody can charter the whole boat. Give back to their employees. That's what I was thinking about. It's just weddings, anything you can do with that boat.
Yeah, because
it's not too big, but it's big enough.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, you could have. Yeah, you could. Didn't you have a wedding on it? Just
first. Yeah, it's renewing their vows. The first day that the boat was out on that Friday night, and it came out really awesome.
Well, come to think about it, the producer of our show, he has a partner, and I bet you she's been waiting for a long time, and very possibly, maybe he'll want to rent it someday.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That'd be
it's
great.
ready. It's ready for you. It's ready for everybody.
Anytime.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I've been married for so long, I don't even know. I can not even remember being single. So,
Yep. Yep.
all right, your final words on the boat and for the future of it.
I thank the captain so much for believing in what I was doing. I thank the community for what we are taking on right now. The area restaurants for giving me the opportunity to showcase them. And we welcome everybody on the Northern Star. So you can go to northernstarcruises.com to learn more information, and you can book right online. We look forward to seeing you folks.
And I feel the exact same way. You need to come on down. Come on down and look at the boat. I'm down the boat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'll be down there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until October. And come on down, and we can show you the boat, show you everything about the life down here and everything. And I think you should come look at the boat and sail with us. That's what I think.
So you can take a tour of the boat anytime. No,
Yep.
anytime you're here.
Yep,
Sure,
anytime. And we have a ticket center down there right now at the Gateway Center. And also we have Portside Snack Bar, which is just opened up. We did a soft opening up over the weekend. So come on down. I tried to make it affordable for everybody. And we're teaming up with, again, some local places and having some of their food showcased. So, yeah.
And these are 2-hour cruises.
These are 2-hour
Because
cruises.
we know what happens on 3-hour cruises.
Absolutely.
They
Gilligan's
end up on.
Island.
They end up on. We could end up on one of the Twins or Province Island for years.
I know, right?
Before we're rescued.
Yeah, except we're on the Canadian border and it would have happened quick. So
Oh no, that's true too. Yeah, they'd find us.
Yeah, they would. Yep.
All right, thank you both for coming on. We'll
Thank
have to
you.
have you
Thank
on
you,
again.
Scott.
And
Appreciate
next
it.
time we'll have to air maybe from the lake.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
boat would be great.
And thank you for tuning in to another segment of the Northeast Kingdom Voice.